Hello guys, and welcome back. Classic Arcade Repairs. We're going to start video pinball board number 2 by looking at this file that I have on my computer in my ROMs directory. Ouch! Get off me. Get. Right here are what you will not find in MAME, but I did use the MAME debugger to create these. These are the 4 2716 ROM files, M0, H2, J2, and K2. For anybody that needs those 4 files, in the future, if someone's watching this video a year or 2 from now, which today is March the 20th, 2021. I have all of these, extensive time I put into kind of mapping out what ROM goes where and all that kind of stuff, because this is not in MAME. So if you happen to need ROMs for this game, let me know and in the comments or email, and I will email you a copy of the 4 2716 files. Okay, so let's head over to the bench and figure out what we're doing with this next board. Okay guys, I have started tackling the second board, and the first thing I'm addressing is the edge. And you remember this edge was nasty, so what I've done is I've removed all of the repaired and flaked back traces. I just cut them and removed them, like that one I cut halfway up and removed it, and I cut that one halfway up and removed it, and then I used this sanding wheel right there on my Dremel and just went and cleaned all of that oxidation off, kind of down to the bare copper, as you can see. And did the same thing on this side. That little flake that's up there, I'll scrape that away. But you can see the damaged traces, you just have to remove them and then redo it. It's really the only way around this. So these will be repaired and then they will be tinned. And this, the good news is this is a wraparound. This one right there with that one right there, that's a wraparound. This one is not a wraparound. That's a wraparound. And there's a couple on this side that the one on the end is that wraparound. This one is not a wraparound. And this one is a wraparound. So we'll go through with our tape, our copper tape, and fix these. The ones that are not wraparounds, I put a little bit of nail polish glue down, and then I put the tape on there. Is how I fix that. So it gets a double stick. That's really it. So let's go ahead and fix this edge and then re-tin it. Okie dokie, we have ourselves a repaired edge connector. You can see I've got all of the pads cleaned and tinned. That one right there is not wrapped around, you can see. That one is, but that one is not. That one is wrapped around. I got the diodes in, new diodes. And if I spin her around, that one on the left is not wrapped around and the one on the right is. And I forgot to tack that with solder, so I will solder that guy right there. I forgot to solder that one to the pad, so I will do that. But they're all tinned, so let me take care of tacking that guy to that pad, and this edge will be done, and then I'll move on to putting caps and a regulator in it. And we'll be ready to, well, nope, I gotta remove these sockets. I gotta remove all of this junk and program 4 27/16s for it. And then I'll be back. We'll be ready to fire it up and see if we get anything. Okay, I have the ROMs burnt and in place. I put a CPU in it. Got all the caps done. I got a regulator in it, and I have beeped it out and made sure it's not shorted. Got these guys replaced. And everything is notched correctly. So let's go ahead. We're going to fire it up together. I'm monitoring 5 volts. I have the monitor plugged in. I have not fired this up yet, so let's go ahead and do it and see what happens. Let's watch our 5 volts. I got to plug it in first. Alright, okay, and here we go. 514 is good. And there's no video. Okay. Our voltage is good, but there's no video at all. Dead. Well, let's try putting it into test. Nothing. We have the same dead board. Same dead board. No garbage, no nothing on the screen. So my guess is we're going to look once again at clocks and stuff. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll check and make sure our clocks are good to go, all that stuff. Yep. Okay, so let's do that. Let's turn the scope on over there and see what everything's looking like. Voltage is good, so we're good there. Okay. Well, let me get this set up and we'll turn that guy on and we'll start poking around. I'm going to go ahead and shut this off. And we'll set the camera up on the tripod and we'll start seeing what the scope tells us. And I'm going to answer the phone. Okay guys, I had this thing plugged in and turned on for quite a good minute. And you remember there is 5 volts on the rail, but you can just grab this. This heat sink is not getting hot, and that's not normal. And this thing gets flaming fire hot. So there is an issue. I'm going to pull this. I think this might be no good or something. I'm not exactly sure. But there's something's up with the power. This is getting way too hot, and it's basically, this is not getting hot enough. This should be getting really hot, and it's not, which tells me that we're not getting enough power, enough amperage to run this board. So I'm going to pull this out of the board and check it, see if it's reading 4 ohms, and there's something short on here. If it's, you know, something's shorted, either shorted or something, I don't know yet. I'm going to poke around and see what I can find. Okay, so what I have done so far is I have replaced the crystal and the 04. And don't mind that. But anyway, I replaced the crystal and the 04, and you will see that we have a nice 12 megahertz signal. If I go one more click, let's give it 2 more clicks. Yeah, see that 12 point. And let's go a click the other way. Come on. Yeah, 11.92 and 12.2 anyway. Anyway, we've got a nice looking clock. I've probed all of these counters for the sync, and they're all looking okay. And then I got to checking just signals on the CPU, and these two guys, pins 4 and 5. Pin 4 and 5. 4 is the IRQ. 4 and 6. I'm sorry. 6 is the non-maskable interrupt. So here's 4. 4 is NMI, which is always low. So, or not, 4 is IRQ. So this is always being interrupted. And here's 6. And this non-maskable interrupt, there's nothing going on there. So we have decoding problems with this board. And you come back to this flip-flop here, the 74. And there should be a active low signal on pin 10 to preset this thing. And there should be an active low signal on 4 to preset this guy. So if we take a look at this guy right here, pin 4. Pin 4 is always low. So that would mean IRQ is always preset to 1. 4 should be 1. Wait. Yeah. So pin 4. Hold on a second. That's preset. Pin 4 is preset. So pin 9 should be always high. And it is. And that goes to pin 4 of the CPU. And it's always low. Okay, this is weird. Yeah, that's kind of strange. Pin 4 is always low. So pin 5 should always be high, and 6, oh, see, I got them mixed up. I got them mixed up again. Goodness gracious. Pin 4 is always low. Okay, pin 4 is always low, which means pin 5 is always preset. Right there. Which means pin 6 is always high on the CPU. Alright, okay. Now the other one, pin 10, 8, 9, pin 10 is high. So Q, pin 9 will be low because data is low. And 9 is low, which means pin 4 is always low. Pin 4. is always low. So we have a decoding issue. These two signals aren't doing anything. This flip-flop looks like it's doing what it's supposed to do. I have to print off the decoding part of the schematic. So that's what I'm going to do. Is print off the decoding stuff. And you'll see we reset if I turn it out of test. The reason I keep it in test is it has this annoying beep, 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 beep. Well, it will start doing beep, 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 beep. Okay, strange. That tells me the reset circuit's not working right. So now I can look up here at this reset circuit and start probing it. So let me do that. Okay. Looking at this gate right here. It's an LS00. Tis a NAND. And the logic operation of a NAND is you will only get a 0 at the output when both inputs are 1. All inputs have to be 1 for the output to be 0. So, right here you have a signal. That's the watchdog signal. And the other is just pulled high. So this should pulse high. And it does not. That should pulse high with that pulse, and it doesn't. So this chip is no good. So we're going to have to replace that guy. So let me do that one step at a time. Go ahead and replace the 00 and see what we get. Alright guys, I just did a major overhaul. I replaced, what I was finding was when I was probing pin 1 over here on these guys, it was like floating to almost shorted. Something was pulling that down. So what I did was I removed and replaced every chip that was pulled up by this resistor. I even replaced the resistor. So I replaced all of the counts, this guy, that one, that one, that one, these two 74s, this 74, and the 273. And now our counts and everything are perfect. Our clock is right perfect where it needs to be at 756 kilohertz. So now we have perfect timing, which we did not have before. So now I can start to look at the decoding, the decoding area. I had to get that squared away. I had to get it to where the timing was right, the clocking was proper, and all of that. I would have just been chasing my tail around. So everything that was pulled high by this resistor, I tracked it down and I pulled and replaced every bit of it. So, and now it's looking good that way. We're still not working right, but I think we have decoding problems. So now I can start dialing in what's actually going on. So that is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to grab the schematic for the decoding and start probing around and see what I find. When I find something, I'll come back and I'll let you know. Alright guys, well, I did some basic probing on the board and I found a few more baddies. This 07 was dead. this 74 LS74 was dead, and then another 74 up here was dead, and this guy I desoldered by accident. It's a LS93. So yeah, where's a few more chips there? The 0774, yeah. And we're getting closer. We have something on the screen now. That's good. It's garbage, but it's good. I can see the pinball or whatever, the ball, you know. We are getting pretty close, I think. Let's put it into test. It's giving me a 4 beep, a low tone on the 5th beep. And it's been doing that, and I've already looked, and what that means is the data bit 4, the 5th beep, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Data bit 4 is failing, and I've already checked, and it's either this guy or this guy, RAM. It's a RAM test. It's one of these two. But I kind of don't think it's RAM. I think that it's a decoding issue, to be honest. So I think now is the time I can actually put the fluke on this thing, because I've done. And you know what? This 174 right here was suspect. And I did not look at the 273s really. So some of this stuff is still kind of suspect, but yeah, I don't know. We'll have to well, what I need to do is I need to go in and because the memory map is actually in the manual. I can hook my 6502 pod up to this thing and start probing everything. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is start exercising, make sure these ROMs are right in the right spots in the RAM. I can do all that. So I think that's what I'll do next, is throw the fluke on this thing, see what happens. Well, alrighty. Since it is Saturday night, I've loosened it up a little bit. I mean, a few Molson Canadians. Okay, where did we leave off? Well, I got the fluke on it, and we just had RAM problem. I ended up removing all 4 RAMs and replacing all 4 of them because every one of them was flaky. Every one of the RAMs was flaky. So now it's good to go. And put it into test. We get our little pattern. I still have to play test it, but yeah, it's looking good. And yes, I do have to play test this guy. So I will do that. I'll go ahead and I'm going to put the fluke up. I don't need the fluke anymore, so I'll go ahead and put that away. And we will play test this thing, check out all the sounds, make sure everything's working properly. So let's get to it. And here we are. That's how it's looking. It's looking good over here. I'm going to go ahead and put this up on here. And do this. Just kind of focus in on the screen a little bit like that. Okay. And I could adjust this up about an inch and move it up, but I'm not going to do that. Just leave it how it is. It's good enough. And we'll do a little play. Play it a little bit. Okay. So, coin up. Serve. Come on. That was a terrible game. Let's probably play one more. Goodness. And done. that's it. 2 video pinball boards done, complete, finito. This guy, I will let this one sit and run for a good long time. It's kind of late on Saturday, so tomorrow's Sunday. I'm going to let this thing run for at least 5 hours tomorrow, because it's got some old chips on it. I want to make sure that they're stable before I'm done with it. So I'm going to let this thing sit and cook for at least 5 hours tomorrow. That's going to do it, guys. Thanks for watching. Another board. Saved a couple video pinballs today. That one there and right down here. Awesome. What you doing? Yeah. All right. See you guys on the next Classic Arcade Repair. Take care.